What up, what up? Back again. Just want to break something down real quick, man, before I go on the streets and get it in, right? I've been hearing a lot about things that's going on today, right? In society. There's a lot going on in society right now, right? It's ridiculous, man. You got everybody being exposed. It's like the expose you generation right now, man. Everybody and everything is being exposed in these last days. All praise to the Most High. That's what we're looking for, man. Because after expulsion, then it's judgment, man. That's when you go in court, what they do, they put you in trial, they bring forth the evidence, and if the evidence is enough to convict, what's next? You know what I'm saying? What is next? Your judgment, your sentence. That's what we're looking at in these last days. But I'm not going to touch on that. What I want to touch on for this few minutes I got, right? What I do want to touch on is, what about the miracles in the last days? Check me out. What about the miracles in the last days, man? We always talk about everything that's going on, and sometimes it sounds like ain't no hope, but that's not what it is, man. Sometimes we get in the spirit and we get lost in the spirit to where we just going on and bringing these prophecies, right? Because scripture's saying in Revelation, let's get that real quick. Yeah, we get in the spirit and we just go on off of everything going on on the earth, and we line it up with prophecies, which is exciting. But most of us have not talked about the miracles, right? And I think that's important. Hold on, give me a second. If I can find it. If I can't find it, we want to move on. Here you go. It says, so this is Revelation 19, verse 10. Check this out. And I fell at his feet to worship him. So John the Revelator fell at the angel's feet when he seen his revelation, and he fell at his feet to worship him, right? He said to me, see thou do it not. And the angel said, hey, don't worship me, man. I'm just a man, don't worship me. We are not to worship angels, right? And that's what they did in the early ancient world. You know what I'm saying? He said, I am your fellow servant and of your brethren that have the testimony of Christ, who is Yahushua in Paleo Hebrew. Worship Yahweh, who is the Most High. For the testimony of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. See, that's why we get kind of, deep in these prophecies and everything's going on, because, we looking at it. Those who are spiritual and those who the Most High put that word in their heart to sign and cry on these streets to bring out these prophecies, right? You know what I'm saying? We like the new reporters of the earth. That's what prophets was in the ancient world. They were the reporters in society, in cities, right? But nevertheless, I just want to real quick, I don't know how long I got, but if it go off, it goes off. But look, the prophecies in the last days, the miracles in the last days. Let's look at this, right? Now, most of us are in all different cities. Most of us, we believe, you know what I'm saying? We move by faith as much as possible, right? But nevertheless, we in a situation right now, and we got to really trust the Most High. That's kind of why I'm here talking right now. We got to really trust in the Most High and what he about to do. You know what I'm saying? Because what these elites on down doing, the military, the EU, NATO, you know what I'm saying? These people are preparing a massive genocide worldwide, right? And not just that, but many other things in detail, that usually I talk about and other brothers talk about, dealing with the mark of the beast, dealing with dealing with the global economic collapse, dealing with terrorism, dealing with white supremacy, dealing with police brutality in these rural areas and abroad, because you got a lot of different countries that's getting at their police too, because most of these police are paid, keeping the interests of the elites to keeping their interests. So they fighting the poor for the sake of the interests of the elites and those who are above us for now. All right, so we got all this stuff going on, GMO foods, chemtrails, all this stuff, right? And sometimes you wonder. You got a lot of sisters that live by themselves. You got a lot of brothers that live by themselves. We kind of scattered all over these corners of society. You know what I'm saying? Some in fellowship groups, some in churches or camps rather, and some in different locations. Then you got some that don't deal with nobody and kind of move by themselves in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Look, not just here, not just in America, but everywhere. You got some people over there, because we scattered all over the place. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? How is this going to work? You know what I'm saying? That can actually put a fear on you, because it's like, man, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? How my life is going to move in a situation like that, right? And that's something I want to get at. Now, and that's why I'm going to call it miracles in the last days, in the eyes of terror, right? Miracles in the last days in the eyes of terror. Now, if it goes off, it goes off. Oh well. Anyways, let's look at the scriptures, right? Let's give a few demonstrations of every time the Most High's people went through something, he always got them out. Let's use Daniel, for instance. Daniel, they made a decree against Daniel, right? Some of them wicked wise men made a decree against Daniel. Why? Because Daniel was a slave, though he was in a high position. He was a slave in ancient Babylon, but he always stuck with his prayer. He was a man of prayer, and he always stuck to his prayer life, and he'll go and pray 7 or 3 times a day, right? And that's how we should get it, me included, right? 3 times a day. Why? Because we get we eat 3 times a day, right? Those are main course meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And so Daniel prays, and he constantly prays. Now the wise men of that time didn't like Daniel because with the position he hold and the revelations he got, you know what I'm saying? So they set him up, and they made King Nebuchadnezzar make a decree, make a law, you know what I'm saying, that you should worship this statue. So he makes this statue, and the statue was all gold from head to toe. Why? Because the prophecy that Daniel had about Nebuchadnezzar dream with that statue, right? With that image of the statue, which represent all the empires that was going to start with ancient Babylon, which was gold. The head was gold. That was the golden years of Babylon, the Ethiopian empire, right? On down to every other generation, every other empire after him, who was what they call it, who was lesser than that kingdom, right? It's another word I'm looking for, but I can't find it right now. So look, he made that decree, he made a law, so he couldn't pray. So when they found him praying, which was a total setup, they knew he gonna pray. You know what I'm saying? A man of prayer can't stop praying. What happened? They threw him in the lion's den. Man. Hear what I'm saying? People are gonna do stuff to you or attempt to try to set you up based off your righteous veneer, your righteous glow that you have. You know what I'm saying? Your mom, pops, family, whoever, friends, neighbors might give you up because your righteous rebellious shine that's on you, you know what I'm saying, might give you away to the governments. And that's what happened with Daniel. They threw him in the lion's den. Now, what did the Most High do in that situation? Man, he made the lions be at rest. These were vicious, hungry lions. They made sure before they put anybody in these lions den, they made sure those lions be starved for at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks. To where anything come up in here, I'm going to eat it up. Okay? That's one situation. That's one situation that the Most High talked to the animals to not mess with his people. Who else? Let's see all the activity that the Most High do. He used donkeys. He used different things and different people, right, to warn or to save individuals or collective whole, right? Let's do somebody else. You remember the 3 wise men, right? How did they know where to go? Look at the directions, right? They followed a star. They followed a star. Why? Because they had a right heart. You know, they had a right heart to go down to Jerusalem to worship who? Let's get that real quick. To worship who? To worship the Lord, man. They was directed by a star, man. Think about it. So in these last days, when all hell break loose and the lights turned off, you know what I'm saying, all the power grids is shut down, hey man, look up, because your redemption draws nigh. Look up. That's what we're supposed to do. And I guarantee the Most High gonna say, while you sleep, hey, get up, follow this star. Let's go back during 1800 with our ancestors. Wasn't there a lady who was led by the North Star? You know what I'm saying? The wise men were led by a star, and they came from the east, and they came with good intent to worship the King of the Jews. Then they were warned in a dream. See, that's another thing. And we're gonna look at all this in these last days. The wise men were warned in a dream. They were warned not to go back to King Herod to give him information about where the Messiah is. See, these are the last days that we're supposed to be in tune with. And we living back in the book of Acts, right? Where our people constantly got delivered out of situations. The disciples, they go to jail, they get them out, the Most High get them out, he sent forth angels, right? You don't think there's gonna be angels in these last days moving around, operating, you know what I'm saying, doing things for his people? Yes, indeed. Indeed. Right? Give me a second real quick. I want to see the scripture real quick. Indeed. He's gonna do that. Right? He's gonna do all that. Right? What else? Okay, say they a food shortage. Say there'll be a food shortage pretty soon. All hell break loose. Stores shut down. People going crazy. To the point where you gotta leave your house and you gotta go into the desert somewhere. You by yourself. Let's just use by yourself, right? Hey man, if you trust the Most High, like I said, he's gonna lead the way. He's gonna lead the way. Maybe you're gonna be starving around that food shortage. What you gonna do? Hey man, the Most High will call a raven to feed you like the raven fed Elijah. He told Elijah to go down to the creek, go down to the brook, and stay there and rest. And he sent a raven to feed him every day. Look at that. Hey, this is stuff that we got to be doing right now. Trusting. Our main asset right now is to trust. Practice on our trusting in the Lord, right? That's what we got to do in these last days. We got to really trust. Look at this. Psalms. Salaki. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance. Look at that word substance. He says your faith alone, just your faith alone, is your substance of what? Things hoped for. And we hoping to be delivered. We hoping to get up out of all these lands that we were scattered at. We hoping to get out of all these situations that we have been in, you know, decade and century and decade after decade. That's what we hoping for. So your faith is the substance of that. What you hoping for, man? You know what I'm saying? For faith is the substance of things hoped for. It is the evidence of things not seen, right? Every time we went through some type of torture, the Most High found ways to get us out of it, right? What else? Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Acts. Since we living in the days of Acts, right? Now you had the religious leaders against the disciples, right? I truly believe that's going to happen again. Our new religious leaders is this mainstream Christianity, right? And the new religion is going to be connected to all these different systems and industries, right? So, say for instance, the Most High put in your spirit to, because that's what He's gonna do. He says, for your sake. First, let's go to Luke 21. He says, for your sake, or for His sake, He's gonna put you amongst kings and princes to proclaim His name. So some of us need to go to jail, just like Paul. Paul went to jail many times, and he had a destination. He tried to get to a specific place, which was Rome. He wanted to talk to the Romans. See? Bear with me real quick. All right, look at this. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you. Look at that. Delivering you up to the synagogues. So they're going to persecute you. They're going to put their hands on you. They're going to persecute you. Then they're going to deliver you up to the synagogues. So if they deliver you up to the synagogues, that means you're not dead. You probably abused up a little for the sake of the Most High and His Son. Deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons. Look at that. So the religious system is going to be connected to the prison system. So if you don't agree with the religion, then they're going to put you into the prison, right? He says, into prisons, being brought before, look at this, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And that's why the Most High ain't come yet. That's why He didn't send His chariots to take us out of this situation. That's why He didn't send all these ships and planes to come and get us. There's things He want us to do in the midst of all this persecution, in the midst of the great tribulation, where we're going to give Him fame, right? We're going to give Him fame at that day. And that's going to be a beautiful day, man. That's what I look forward to. Sisters, I don't care if you got man or if you don't got a man, right? All right, so look. You're gonna face challenges at this time, right? Because there's gonna be a lot going on. But look, trust in the Most High and His Son. That's what you gotta do. Trust. It don't matter where you at, what type of status in the world you at, as long as you abide under His laws, statutes, and commandments, right? As long as you focus your mind on the things above and not the things of this world, hey, He got you. I guarantee that, right? Verse 13. And when I say he got you, it don't matter whether you live is Yahweh Shai, or whether you die is gain. You know what I'm saying? To live is Christ, to die is gain. That's what we always heard these scriptures. Now you got to bring it and put it into effect. Look at this. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Hey, that's what we supposed to be motivated about. That it shall be turned to us as a testimony. Right? Don't you want to come into the kingdom with a little fame? Not the fame of this wicked world, but the fame of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Where angels will boast in some of the work that you put in, right? Some of the work that you put in. Confessing the truth in front of all satanic power, man. With no fear. And the Lord looking down and he's smiling. He's smiling down when he see that. You know what I'm saying? That's the, hey, like I said, that can only come into your mind when you seek the Lord day and night. When you have the Lord on your mind 24/7, when that hour comes, he gonna give you mercy. He gonna give you grace, man. You'll probably have mercy to be protected while all hell breaking loose around you, right? Pursuant to Psalms 91. Only with your eyes. You might be part of that fold, or you might be part of the fold where, you know, you probably get persecuted, but he'll send somebody to aid you, right? Like angels. He'll send like when the Lord came after he got done being tempted by the devil, the angels came to aid him, to minister to him, right? Man, you might have angels, you might have a host of angels come and just minister to you and tell you, build you up, build your spirit up. Cause I'll tell you like this, if I seen an angel and I knew that was an angel, right? And he just revealed, and we ain't talking about no satanic, none of that stuff, man. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about angels, right? The ones that look poor, right? If I seen that, and he built my faith up, hey man, that would stir me up for the next level of persecution. That will stir me up for the next level of persecution. Angels are boasting at the works of the saints right now. What about those days? What about those days? If they boasting in the things that's going on right now, what about those days when all hell break loose? Right? I mean, we got the vaccine agendas, right? We got all these different agendas, man. We got all these different agendas, but yet, the Most High says that his eyes is upon us. You know what I'm saying? So, these are all temptations. For instance, let's use the vaccine for a second. And I'm going to prove that this is a temptation, right? We're not in a great tribulation, but we are in tribulations that's leading to this great one, right? So look, the vaccine, right? Basically, if you take the vaccine in your mind, in your imagination, and in the world's society's imagination, everything will come back to normal. Just think about that, right? You got over 1 million people that died, maybe more than that. I mean, that alone is not normal. Ain't nothing normal about that situation. But anyway, let's use what they say. So they saying they're gonna open things up. If you got the vaccination, you got the ability to take your mask off. You can do more things. You can get on planes without being threatened by the workers or anybody, right? Hey, that sounds good, bro. That's temptation. Though that's not the mark of the beast, that is the language of the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? And so these we gotta watch out for this language. You know, like I remember Martin Luther King said something, man. He said we gotta get the language right. And that's true. We gotta get the language right? If it sounds like a fish, then it is a fish. And something fishy is about it. Something fishy about it. And it is, you know? Now that's temptation, right? Check this out. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the face of the earth. Look at that. Hey, the whole world gonna be tempted, man. Temptation. The whole entire world is gonna be tempted, and that's one temptation right there. Vaccination in order to get back to normality. Vaccination in order to get back to my life of 2019, because that was the only time that it was normal. Ain't no future ahead that says normalcy whatsoever. So let's get back, if I got time, let's get back to what the Lord's doing in these last days. Miracles in the last days. Let's go to Hebrews 13. Right? Let's go to Hebrews 13, right? Look at this. It says, Hebrews 13, verse 2, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for he says, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. And we don't know if we have entertained angels or not, peoples. We don't know if we have entertained angels or not. You know, you walk around to and from around this earth talking to a lot of people, man. We don't know that angels probably came and shot you with a revelation that impacted your life so much, man. You don't know if that was an angel. You probably know, oh, that was this. Oh, she said, or he said some real life, deep message, right? She said, or he said something so deep that impacted my life. It could have been an angel. You don't know. You don't know. They're strangers to this earth, man. You know, I feel, and I truly believe, based off the time we in, that angels walking around all day. They are moving all day, right? They're doing activities all day. Let me get back to what I was saying in Peter's, because the angels are looking. They're motivated in the things that we're doing on this earth. Let's prove that. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1. And we're going to read, bear with me. We're going to read, let's see here. Verse 12. No, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 12. Unto whom it was revealed that not unto themselves, talking about the prophets, it wasn't revealed to themselves, but unto us they did minister the things which are now reported unto you by them that have preached the gospel unto you with the Holy Ghost sent down from heaven, right? Which things the angels desire to look into. So the angels always looking at everything that we're doing. They're surprised at the things that we're doing. We are actually showing the wisdom of the Most High in our lives as a body, as a collective whole. They are amazed every time. They look down, they look into our salvation, man. The Bible says, look, they even got desires. That proves that angels have emotions, right? It says which things that angels desire to look into, right? Like for instance, let's use Acts chapter 10, Cornelius, right? Hey man, an angel came into his house on the third hour, or it was the sixth hour. Yeah, I think the third hour. Came to his house, and he told him, No, now notice, look, the angels know their position. The angels know their position. He sent him to get Peter, right? He sent him to get Peter, right? So every time somebody is sent to you, it's an angel that's sending them. You know, by the Spirit. The Spirit is sending the angel to send that individual to you, man. Let me give you a perfect example. There was a young brother not too long ago while I was preaching. He came walking on the street, no shirt on, had his head down, young dreadlock brother, right? And that brother sat there and talked to me for about 4 hours, man. Then he left and came back, and it was another 3 hours, and I kept focusing my direction to him, my energy to that brother. I kept preaching to him, kept pouring out, kept preaching, kept pouring out, man, until he finally said, man, this is real, man. 3 days later, I said this before in my other video, 3 days later, the brother got shot on the same block that I preach at, see? You know? Now, he was supposed to hear that. The Most High sent him, he was already, his date was already appointed, but he was supposed to hear that message. He's supposed to hear that, man. You don't know when your time is up. We live all day, we do different things, we get in the system, we go to work,